there, fearless explorers! Welcome back to Daisy's Animal Facts, the place where we dive deep into the animal kingdom and discover all the wild, weird, and wonderful creatures that share our world. I'm Daisy, and today we're going to meet an animal that's been around since the time of the dinosaurs. They've got powerful jaws, sneaky hunting skills, and a look that says, "Don't mess with me." That's right, we're talking about crocodiles. Crocodiles are some of the coolest reptiles on the planet. With their scaly skin, sharp teeth, and super strong tails, they look like something out of a monster movie. But don't worry, crocodiles aren't monsters. They're just really good at surviving. In fact, crocodiles have been on Earth for over 200 million years. That means they were around long before humans, long before lions, and even long before some of the biggest dinosaurs. They're true survivors. So, what exactly is a crocodile? Crocodiles are large reptiles that live in rivers, lakes, wetlands, and sometimes even in the ocean. They have long, V-shaped snouts, armored skin, and powerful tails that help them swim. Crocodiles belong to a group of reptiles called crocodilians, which also includes alligators, caimans, and gharials. They all look kind of similar, but there are some important differences between them. Crocodiles tend to have longer, thinner snouts, and they live in both freshwater and saltwater habitats, while alligators usually stick to freshwater. There are about 15 different species of crocodiles, and they live in warm places all around the world. You can find them in Africa, Asia, Australia, and the Americas. Some of the most well-known species are the Nile crocodile, the saltwater crocodile, and the American crocodile. The biggest of them all is the saltwater crocodile. A full-grown male can grow up to 23 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds. That's longer than a car and heavier than a grand piano. Now let's talk about those teeth, because crocodiles have a lot of them. In fact, most crocodiles have between 60 and 100 sharp, cone-shaped teeth. These teeth aren't made for chewing. Nope, they're made for grabbing, crushing, and holding on tight. When a crocodile bites down, it doesn't let go. Its jaw muscles are incredibly strong. In fact, crocodiles have one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom. But here's something funny. Even though they can chomp down with amazing strength, their muscles for opening their jaws are actually very weak. A strong person can hold a crocodile's mouth shut with just their hands. But don't try that, of course. Leave that job to trained scientists. Crocodiles are ambush hunters. That means they wait quietly for their prey to come close, then strike with lightning speed. They spend most of their time floating in the water with just their eyes and nostrils sticking out. That way, they can breathe and see without being seen. When a fish, bird, or animal gets too close, the crocodile lunges out of the water, grabs it with its jaws, and pulls it under. They often use a move called the death roll, where they spin their body to tear pieces of meat from their prey. It sounds scary, but this is just how they survive in the wild. So, what do crocodiles eat? A better question might be, what don't they eat? Crocodiles are carnivores, which means they eat meat. They'll eat fish, turtles, birds, snakes, and mammals like antelope or wild pigs. Bigger crocodiles can even take down animals as large as buffalo or zebras. They aren't picky eaters. If it moves and they can catch it, they'll probably try to eat it. Crocodiles have some amazing senses that help them hunt. Their eyesight is excellent, especially at night. Their sense of smell is strong, and they can hear very well too. But one of the most incredible things about crocodiles is their pressure sensors. These are tiny bumps on their snouts that can detect vibrations in the water. That means they can feel when something is moving nearby, even if it's too dark to see. Now let's talk about baby crocodiles. Because yes, even these powerful animals start out small. Mother crocodiles lay their eggs in nests made of mud, grass, and leaves. Depending on the species, a mother might lay 20 to 80 eggs at once. She guards the nest for weeks while the eggs develop. And here's a really cool fact. The temperature of the nest can actually decide whether the babies are boys or girls. Warmer nests tend to produce males, while cooler nests produce females. Nature is full of surprises. When the baby crocodiles are ready to hatch, they make little chirping sounds from inside their eggs. The mother hears them and gently helps dig them out of the nest. Then, believe it or not, she carries them in her mouth to the water. It looks like she's going to eat them, but she's actually protecting them. That's one tough but caring reptile mom. Even though crocodiles are powerful, they still have to be careful, especially when they're young. Baby crocodiles are eaten by birds, fish, and other animals. Only a few will grow up to be adults. But the ones that do can live a long time. Some crocodiles live to be 70, 80, or even 100 years old. Crocodiles don't just live in the wild. Some live in zoos or wildlife parks, where scientists study them and help protect them. Some crocodile species are endangered, which means there aren't many left in the wild. This can happen because people take away their habitats, pollute their rivers, or hunt them. That's why it's so important to protect wetlands and rivers, so crocodiles and other animals have a place to live. Let's talk a bit more about how crocodiles survive in the water. Their bodies are made for swimming. Their eyes, ears, and nostrils are all on top of their heads, so they can float while staying mostly hidden. Their tails are long and muscular, helping them move quickly through the water. Their feet are webbed, which helps them steer. They can hold their breath for up to an hour underwater, and when they dive, they can slow down their heartbeat to save oxygen. It's like having built-in scuba gear. And when they're not hunting or swimming, crocodiles love to bask in the sun. Since they're cold-blooded, they can't make their own body heat. They need the sun to warm up. You'll often see them lying on riverbanks with their mouths wide open. This isn't because they're angry. It's a way to cool off. When a crocodile opens its mouth, it helps release extra heat, kind of like a dog panting. Some crocodiles are even known to use tools. That's right, tools. In some parts of the world, crocodiles have been seen balancing sticks on their snouts during nesting season. Why? Because birds are looking for sticks to build their nests. When a bird flies down to grab a stick, the crocodile snaps its jaws and catches its dinner. That's one sneaky and smart reptile. Crocodiles are also important to the environment. They help control the populations of fish and other animals, keeping ecosystems in balance. Their nests create homes for other animals. And when they move through wetlands, they make paths that help water flow. Even their poop helps spread nutrients. It might sound gross, but everything in nature plays a part, even crocodile poop. Now let's clear up something people often get wrong: the difference between crocodiles and alligators. Crocodiles have a longer, more V-shaped snout, while alligators have a wider, U-shaped snout. When their mouths are closed, a crocodile's teeth stick out, especially a big fourth tooth on the lower jaw. In alligators, that tooth stays hidden. Crocodiles also tend to be lighter in color and more aggressive than alligators. So next time you see one of these animals, you might be able to tell which is which. Crocodiles have been part of human stories and legends for thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians believed crocodiles were sacred, and they even had a crocodile god named Sobek. In some cultures, crocodiles are symbols of strength, power, or protection. In others, they're feared as dangerous beasts, but whether they're worshipped or feared, crocodiles always inspire respect. Crocodiles are some of the most fascinating creatures in the world. They're old, they're smart, they're powerful, and they play a big role in their ecosystems. From baby crocs in nests to giant saltwater beasts cruising through rivers. These reptiles are full of surprises. They might look scary, but they're really just doing their best to survive, like every other animal. Thanks for joining me on this jaw-snapping adventure into the world of crocodiles. If you had fun and learned something new, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another animal adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep being awesome. Bye for now from Daisy's Animal Facts.